back of the museum where they used to keep the brooms. For fans of random history, there's a perfect little room. There's an Austrian dictator and a star of radio and a dozen other people that nobody seems to know. Like President Buchanan, unpopular as in his day, who was facing Mary Pickford less than 7 feet away. Oh, my heart would bleed like Kansas if they'd shaped one out of wax. If only I could reach you, I would teach you to relax. You could be my best girl, all my secrets I could tell. 'Cause I know that you don't say much, but the silence suits you well. I want the rings on your hands to leave corresponding marks in the valleys of my fingers from holding on too long and hard. All the coquette's kisses carved in stone like monuments could last half a lifetime for a dozen other gents. But I'm no face in a freeze in the space above a door. I may not make a motion, but I deserve a little more. But then he thought his thoughts were clouding and his train had jumped the track. But it was smoke in the room rising as if straight from the stack. He would have turned his gaze to Mary if it wasn't fixed that way. And he looked for something calming but with urgency to say. Instead he started leaning, though he never had before, as the heat was quickly rising, radiating from the floor. Just as rapidly he realized with his right arm fully stretched, he might finally touch his love, a touch that no good man forgets. When he noticed the gap closing faster than he could have planned, he realized she was reaching too with softly folded hands. Mary, though you might as well have been another world away, I knew that you were thinking of me, you just couldn't say. And as if he needed one more thing you'd never seen before, the curls of Mary's hair began to dive like sparrows to the floor. Her gray eyes started sliding toward the bottom of her face, and instead of moving toward him, she was suddenly in place. Despite it all, he reached for her with still strong standing hope. But even his own sliding eyes could recognize the scope. Oh, Mary, I'm afraid the sun is sinking on us both. But you've never looked so lovely, you've never looked so close. He felt his reach grow shorter as he lost his fingertips, and he prayed a flood would come to end death by 1,000 drips. He fixed his gaze on her until his eyes could no more swim. Though her face had puddled on the floor, he swore she winked at him. Oh, Mary, Mary, Icarus ain't got nothing on me. Mary, Mary, Icarus ain't got nothing on me. They managed to save Elvis, nearly half of JFK, and Marilyn Monroe, though it looked like her dying day. Headless Hiawatha, Babe Ruth without his bat. In the past claimed Cleopatra, but the present spared her cat. So the back room was a massacre, though it went untouched by flames. They couldn't ID anybody by their empty frames. There wasn't any crime scene, just an overloaded fuse, and a race at least to save materials to be reused. 'Cause from wax we are created, and to wax we shall return. The President and Mary into barrels were interred, until new life is breathed into their fleshless metal ribs. He felt what once was Mary's hand on the wax that once was his. Oh, Mary, Mary, Icarus ain't got nothing on me. Mary, Mary, Icarus ain't got nothing on